data is a set of information collected in a table manner, which is stored in a table manner. Well, we have multiple industries like e-commerce, entertainment, healthcare, and broad companies where the common thing is data. Everywhere the data is common. They store information in the form of tables. Like in e-commerce, there will be the customer name, product, shipping date, and delivery date, and what mode of transportation they have used. In the same way, entertainment and healthcare and manufacturing also, the concept of data will be same. Well, we can categorize data into three types. One is structured data, another one is semi-structured data, and the last one is unstructured data. In structured data, the data will be stored, the details will be stored in the form of columns and rows. In semi-structured data, the details will be stored using comma-separated values like CSV files and JSON files. In unstructured data, the data will be in the form of PDF documents or Word documents or audio or video.
No, sir.
PowerBI supports all these documents. Yeah, Suraj.
Could you speak a bit louder?
Yeah. Power BI supports all this form of data structures. Let's move on to data type. If table data is there, we have to categorize the columns, how the data is arranged. Each column will have a value. We have to categorize as text, whole number, decimal number, date and time, and boolean. Let me show a table to you. One sec. Yeah, here we have a table. Here, the data type of this column, this particular C column is in number format. So this is whole number. This one is
Sir,
in
table
Word
is not
format.
visible.
So it is text. One sec.
Table is not visible, sir.
So it's visible now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Here the data is stored in the form of table. In this is whole number. This one is text format. And yeah, this one is date and time format. And Boolean is none other than the true or false. We have logical things. It will be stored in true or false. Well, moving on to Power BI. Do you have any idea what is BI tools? Manjesh says hello.
Like taking data into a particular format and showcase in an table like pie chart, etc.
Yeah, good. BI is nothing other than the business intelligence tool, which converts the raw data into a meaningful insight, by which we can make business decisions based on the data. If we have large set of data, we can't understand what is that and all. If we convert this into a image, it will be more meaningful and it will be more easily understandable by the end user. Let me show you something. Well, when we are working in Power BI, the first process is requirement gathering. We have to collect the details from the client. What is their requirement, where their data is stored, and what type of files they are using. Suppose that we have to collect the data from multiple sources from the client. They might be in CSV files, Excel files, SQL files, or in cloud, or in their local servers. Suppose that based on the requirement, we have to analyze the data given from their end, and we have to create reports. After analyzing the data, after cleaning the unwanted columns in the file, we have to create reports. Once the report is ready, we have to share the same with the end user. Further, the client will take the decision based on the visuals. Well, here we are going to study about Power BI tools. Power BI tools that help us to clean, convert data in a visual format with the help of dashboards and reports. In Power BI, we can categorize Power BI into three types. One is Power BI desktop, Power BI service, and Power BI mobile. Power BI desktop is the free one, which most of us will use. Will be the home screen. Like all other Microsoft tools, here also we'll have the same icons like home, insert, module, view, optimize, and help. In file, we will have open, save, savers, share, get data, import, and export data. To collect data, we have to use get data option, which we can use from here or from these options. Data, in that get data. In get data, which kind of file we are going to use? Excel, Power BI, semantic, data flows, dataverse, SQL servers. Power BI supports more than 300 files of data types, which we can see using this option more. Here we can see the data types supported by Power BI. Excel, text files, XML files, JSON files. If we go through around 300 connectors will be there, which is supported by Power BI. Normally we use Excel files, PDF files, and SQL. And sometimes the client will provide the data in the form of local server, which will connect multiple source once we get that requirement. Now we'll start with a basic Excel file. We have to go to get data, Excel workbook. We have to select the data from local system. So I'm using desktop. In the let's go to download. This is a set of data we are using presently. We are using a project. Yeah, once the data is loaded, we have to use transform data. Once we click on this, the Power Query editor will open, in which we will do ETL. ETL is nothing but extract, transform, and load. This is the Power Query editor homepage. Hope this is visible, right? Yeah, this is Power Query editor tool. Here, the data will be loaded. This is the data which is given from one of my clients in Excel format. Here, I will go through this data and analyze what are the requirements. I will remove the null columns and error values. Post that, I will move on to Power BI desktop for modeling. To understand the quality of the data, we have to go to view. We have to click column quality. Here we will have slight idea about how many columns are valid, how many columns are empty, and is there any error available in this particular column or what. Further detail, for getting the detailed view, we can use column profile and column distribution also. In column distribution, we will have the picture in the form of details. Once the data set is ready, in sense we have to clean the data. We have multiple sources icons to validate the details. Let's see it one by one in another classes going forward. Once the data set is ready, it means once the blank rows and unwanted columns are removed, we will close and publish that, apply that to Power BI desktop. Yeah, this is the data set after, as of now, it's not clean, but we have to clean the data set before loading to the Power BI. Once the data set is ready, we will create charts. Like this, we will create multiple tiles. This one is the tile, and this one is the report. Once we create all the dashboards, we will publish this in server using this icon. Once the same is published, it will be used by the end user to take decision based on the details we have prepared. In Home tab, we will have an option Data. From here only we will connect to the data source. Here we have multiple number of nearly 300 plus data source connectors. You can see that from this option more. Here all the data source will be visible. You can go through that. In an organization, maximum we will use Excel, CSV files, and MySQL servers or any other servers which client is basically using in their internal organization. Now we will connect a basic Excel sheet which I already have, a sample file from my local system. This one is the sample file. Let's do one thing. Let's study the Excel file first. Yeah. Before going to the file, connecting the file with our Power BI, we have to understand the data, what is available in the data set. This is a sample file. While working on real time, we will have n number of columns. Here we will have only 10,195 columns only, but while working on real time, this will be in lakhs and lakhs. As of now, this sample file we will work. First one is row ID. This is a serial number. Next one is order ID, order date, shipment mode, customer ID, customer name, segment. Uh, the segment is in three parts. One is consumer, next one is corporate, and the third one is home office. Next one is country, city, state, the postal code, region. It will be in three parts. Central, yeah, central is south and west. Product ID, category. The product category will be the furniture, office supply, or technology. Subcategory, product name, cost of product, sales, profit, and quantity which has been sold. Here, this part. This will be in text format. The data type will be in text format. This one, text or string. The third option. Order ID and shipment ID will be in date format, date and time format. All this stuff will be in text format once again. Postal code will be in text format only. Although we are using numerical new numbers, but while using text format, we can easily access the data. This will be in text format. Up to this, all this will be text format, and remaining 4 columns will be in number format. Let's load the data to Power BI now. Home tab, get data. This is simple Excel file. So first option, Excel workbook. I have to load it from my local device. So desktop, sample store, and then open. Here we have multiple sheets. The same is showing over here. One is holiday, second one is location, third one is orders, fourth one is people, and returns. My screen is visible, right? Nanjesh?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Further, we have to click transform data. This one will be the backend process. What we have done up to now is front end. This one will be the backend process. Here we have to clean the data. Once we extracted data, we will clean the data as per the requirement. Client will give some requirement. Based on that, we have to clean the data before loading to Power BI. This one is the inbuilt ETL tool of Power BI, known as Power Query Editor. One second. It is used to transform the data as per the requirement. Here we have multiple options. First one is close and apply. Once we have done all the calculations, we have to close and apply so that the data will come to our front end, that is in Power BI. If we want to connect a new source like SQL Server or any other things, we can use this option. Either we have to use the recent files, we can click this one, or enter any data manually, we have to use this. Here a new table will be open. Here we can give some data in column. If we have additional column, we can click this one and add something. Here let's use n is equal to 2. Sorry. Okay. Then one more table will be created like this. As I told yesterday, in view column, we can see the quality of each rows and columns. This one, the first one, row ID. Here we can see the column quality of each one. Here all the data is valid, no error found, and all the cells have particular values. There is no empty cells. The same one in order ID also. We have to check before loading this to our front end whether is there any unique value or duplicate values are there or any empty cells are there which has to be replaced by any other details as given by customer like that. Well, all these columns are enter yeah valid numbers, so there won't be any need for us to replace or anything. Well, if I have to delete any one of the columns, I can simply click right click is there, and we can right click and remove that column. If I want to move this column to first begin, I can simply click and move this to front. Go through each options available in the left click, copy, remove other columns. If I want to remove any particular column, I have to select and use that remove to remove that particular column. If I want to remove all other columns except this one, I have to click remove all other columns. I want to create a duplicate column, simply have to click that, select that column and click that left click and then duplicate column. So the same ditto of the details of that particular column will be duplicated once again. Once you install this Power BI, just in Power Query, go through each and every option. If you have any doubts, we can have a separate class on this. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Once the data is loaded to the backend, this is the first process. We have to check each and every column using this view value. Let's go to the front end. Yeah. Whatever options are available in the left click, the same will be shown in this ribbons also. This one is the data source. You can able to view where the data of particular table is from. Here I have this file in my C drive in the name of users. Folder name is RAD766 in desktop, and the particular Excel file name is samplestore.xls. Using manage parameters, we can give access to end user in dynamic way of selection. This is front end. We can create parameters over here, but it's the front end process where we can view the exact use. So once the data set is ready, once we move on to Power BI desktop, I will explain this thing. If I have made any changes in the Excel sheet, that is the front end. Let's, yeah, like this. Here it's showing us Haripad West. Let's change this to R. Simply just capital R. My data set is changed. I have to refresh that. I will use this option. Here it's people. Yeah, this table is like this. If I want to refresh the changes, I have to use this option. Wait, it's not working now. If I have given save, yeah, sorry, I haven't saved this document. Now it will work. Yeah, like this. When that initial data source has any changes, we have to use this option, manual refresh, so that the exact table will be refreshed here also. It will take lots of time if it is in server. Now it's in local file, so it's easily we can use it manually. Now let's come to the properties. Here, the properties of each option will be there. We can mention if there is any description for us. We want to load entire data, so we are using the enable load report, include refresh also. This one is advanced editor. Like SQL, Power Query has their own language called as M language. Here we can see how the steps are implemented one by one. The SQL code here in Power Query editor will be known as M language. This is the steps of this. What we have done, the source file has been loaded to Power Query editor. Then the number of sheets available in them, and the headers promotion, data type change, and reorder the data type. Like this, what are all are the functions we have done? It will be shown in advanced editor. And if I want to delete this particular sheet, can use this option. Let's delete some basic one. Yeah, table. This one is now I have created, so I don't want this table, so I can use delete or duplicate. It will be simply duplicate that one and reference. If I change anything in this table, the duplicate column will won't affect. Duplicate table will won't affect. Let's see one second. This one is my main table. Have made changes on this, and I'm going to save this one. This is the main table. This one is the duplicate I have created. We will not see any changes, whereas in reference column, it will have changes. One sec. One second. Wait, from here. I'm creating one duplicate and reference of the same table. That is master table, table 1. This one is my reference table. And this one is my duplicate table. Yeah, let's come to the main table now. Not loading. Well, if I do any changes in this, it will not affect the duplicate one. Whereas in reference, if I do any changes in it, if I have modified this data, it will directly reflect in this reference table. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Uh, Well, next comes the manage column. Here we can remove the particular column. If I want to choose any columns, I can use this one. And which are the columns needed for me, I can choose from this option, whether I need row ID or order ID like that. But now let's go to cancel. And I want to go to particular column. Just go to column. I want to see the postal ID. Enter. Okay. The postal code will be visible. And I want to remove this column. I will just click remove column. That particular postal ID has been removed. If I want to go back, I just have to click this apply field and remove this one. It will be just like undo option available in Excel or any other Microsoft application. What the earlier function we have done, it will be moved back. If I have to remove all other columns except this postal code, I will use this option, remove other columns, so that only postal code will be there and all other columns will be removed. Once again, if I want to do undo, we have to just click this last step tab. The entire table is there. Now I want to sort this in alphabetic order or descending order, ascending order. I have to use this applications, this option available in short. Let's do in descending order first. The entire table will be arranged accordingly. And this one is the ascending order, as I know always know. Okay. Then comes split column. Here we can split the particular column based on some delimiter. Here all the data is available in single column. I want to separate this details like one column US will be the second column, the 2020, and the last column, the other numbers. For that kind of operations, we use split column. In split column, we have n number of, we can split the column using delimiter. Here, the delimiter option is one sec. We can use this hyphen to remove this to different columns. I can click OK. This one column will be split into three columns using the delimiter icon. US 2020 and the other number. If the delimiter is one sec. Let me undo. Yeah. We can use this using number of characters or numbers. Let's split using 3 characters here. Let's click OK. In date, sorry. That particular date is split into 4 columns. First 3 characters, next 3 characters, and the further last 3 characters, and the last one is the pending one. like this. Let's see this here itself. In order ID itself, we will see that one. Click column using number of characters. Let's divide this into 4 plus 2, 6, 1, 7. Let's divide this into 7 characters. 7. This column is divided spread into 2 columns. One question does not exist. Yeah, 7 characters. The single column is split into 2 different columns with 7 characters each. First one is US-2020. The next column is -103800. Like this, the entire data will be split into 2 columns in that particular available in that particular column. The order's ID is split into 2. One is order ID 1 and the next one is order ID 2 with the character of 7 each. Once again, we will do undo. Yeah. Whatever steps we are applying over here, we can see that particular encode for that each source over here, that advanced editor option. We will do the steps manually, but for each manual steps, what we are doing, Power Query editor will create M code for each step, which will be available in this. Okay. Sometimes the data table will not take the headers as we are available in that sheet. For that kind of time, we have to use this option. Whether we have to use that particular row as header, we can use this one. Yeah. If we want to change the data type of each column, we can use this option data type, whether we want to change that to decimal number, fixed number, whole number, percentage, date and time, the data type, date and time zone, duration, text, true or false, or binary. True or false is nothing but that what we seen yesterday, that boolean. This is true or false. We can change this data type for particular column using this option data type. And this one is for using that particular first row or either any row to change it as the header. This particular first row will be moved on as a header for this table. Like this, the first particular row has been moved as a header for this entire column. If you want to remove, just close this one. The steps will be under promoted as header. One sec. Yeah, this one. In split columns, just go through each and every option in split column. Just we have to the entire column will be split based on the requirement. If I want to split based on lowercase or uppercase, digit to non-digit, non-digit to digit, we can use this option. And for the text, if I want to modify the data type for particular column, I can use this data type option, from where we can change the data type of particular columns. And this one is the modification of header. First row as header, and either any other rows we can move that as a header. If I want to replace any particular value in this column to any other value, I can use this option, replace values. Let's see this one in transform. Yeah, find the value. Just we will find 0 and replace all the zeros with 6. Sorry, 6. Wherever 0 is there, it is replaced with 6 now. Go back. Yeah. Okay, this is enough for today. Let's recap all the each options which we have seen today. Uh, the first option available in Home tab is close and apply. While clicking this option, that backend what we are modified, it will be move on to our Power BI desktop. If I want to connect a new source, I will use this option available in Home tab. This is new query, and there is new source. If I want to add one more Excel file, I will use Excel. I want to connect with SQL, I will use this option like that. Here also n number of around the 300 plus connectors are available, which is available in Power BI desktop itself. If I want to connect any reason source, I will use the reason source option. If I want to enter data manually, I will use enter data. If I want to see the source of that particular data which I am using, I will use this option, data source setting, from which I can get the idea from where my data source is exported. And manage parameters. Manage parameters is providing hello, Suraj, am I audible now? Hello.
Yes, yes, sir.
Yeah, giving end user for multiple selection options, but we can't see this in here, which is backend. Once we move on to front end, we will learn this option. And once the data set is ready, if and the counterpart, if they are doing any changes, we can refresh that manually here over here. Refresh the preview. Once we click this option, the data which we are modifying in the backend in that Excel file or SQL server, it will be get connected to this. This one simply shows the property of that query. This one is the M language. For each and every step which we are manually doing here, which will be converted as a Power Query language, M language. It will be coded, simply coded each and every steps we are doing. Then comes manage option, using which we can duplicate a table, delete a table, and you can create a reference table. If we are creating a duplicate, it will be exactly the replica of the master table. But if we do any changes in the master table, there won't be any changes in the duplicate table. Whereas if we are creating a reference table, if we do any changes in the master table, it will also affect the reference table. If in a table I want to choose any particular column, I will use choose column option. The entire table I want to view only these three columns. I can select the three columns and view OK, so that the particular three columns will be visible in this metadata. Yeah. If I want to go back, I will just click on this option. It will be moved back once again. Same way, if I want to go to any other columns in this option directly, this will be, I will select this one and view okay. I will be moved on that particular column. Further, if I want to remove any column in this table, I will use this option remove column. It will simply remove that particular column available in that table. And I want to remove all other columns except this particular column. I will use remove other column option. All other columns will be removed. This particular column will be available. The same way we can do for rows also. We can practice this once we go to home. Just use these options also. Try this option today. If you have any doubt, let me know tomorrow. I will explain this. Just you have to click that particular row. If you want to keep that particular row or remove that particular row, you want to duplicate, keep duplicates or remove duplicates like this. You work on each and every option, you will get an idea of that. Using sort, we can sort the data in the column either in ascending order or descending order. If we want to split a data in particular column using delimiter, number of character, number of by position, lower to uppercase, upper to lowercase, digit to non-digit, non-digit to digit. We can use these options available over in split column option. If I want to change a data type of particular column, I can use this data type option. I can modify this to, let's take this order. Yeah. Here we can see that date and time both are available. I simply move on to the data type to date. The date will be visible. Date, time, and time zone. Like this. This one is used to change the header. Yeah, the first row is moved on as a header for this entire table. And the next option is replace value is just equal to the find and replace available in Excel. If I want to change any value of 0 or 7, the whatever details are available in this as 0 will be moved as 7. And then just click on this option. Group by is equal to the summarizing the data. For that we need some numerical data in our table. Let's see this on tomorrow.